Hello everyone, Mori Lawler here. So I have not updated this blog for the longest time, but I decided to the other day, and the reason is because I really like the food that's at Ikkyu. And for me, like Japanese food has always been like the best thing ever. Um, like I noticed that Ikkyu opened in 2019 and I went there and I think I got like some eel, the unaju, which is like, or unagi don, it's rice with eel on top, or like beef nagimaki, tempura vegetables. I'm not sure. I went there, I think on my own or with Fidel. I don't remember. But I have always really, really loved Japanese food, and I wanted to blog more about it, but I didn't really have like a good blog to like dedicate lots and lots of Japanese like food blog posts. And also, this blog, this Janya Titleite blog, I noticed was like actually really, really cool because, when I first moved here, I worked for the older owner, Janya, the lady. And then I was there for about a month, and they continued to be Janya Titleite the way they were, like with the ownership and stuff, for a little bit. And then it was owned by a man, and I worked for that family for almost a year. Then it became New Fortune Oriental Cuisine, which was Chinese food, and I did their graphic design, like their menu and stuff, and like took some photos. Then now Ikkyu, and I didn't really like notice Ikkyu that much because like I was gone for 5 months. And but when I came back, like I had some food. And then for my birthday I decided to have unagi don, then chicken tendon, and then I also got a magazine from there that they gave to me for free. It was just like, it's a thin magazine that talks about Japan and Japanese food, and like I don't know how to wrap like Japanese presents, stuff like that. But I think it's really cool that people have a magazine like that where it's cultural. And even though like I'm part Filipino Chinese, or I really really embrace Thai culture, Japanese, like being part Japanese, I think is also maybe a thing for me. Definitely culture wise, and I didn't really become like quote unquote like really Japanese like culturally until um, senior year in high school. So during senior year in high school, I started to work for Plum House in Eastview Mall, and I served sushi and like Japanese food. My favorite thing was the unagi roll, which is eel because it's sweet. Unaju, like rice with eel on top. Beef negimaki, shrimp tempura, shrimp and vegetable tempura, or just vegetable tempura, any type of tempura thing. And I actually made tempura recently, and that was a lot of fun. So yeah, you can basically, just kind of get vegetables and then dip it in tempura batter, then deep fry it, and it's the best thing ever. The really cool thing that I realized, like I learned during working for Plum House, was the sushi names in Japanese, like tekamaki, or ebi, which is like shrimp, all sorts of stuff. And I think that once you can kind of say sushi words, like the sushi rolls or like whatever kind of sushi, in Japanese, like you almost feel like really, really, really Japanese. I also tried sake. I didn't really like sake as much. Bento boxes was a really, really cool thing. So they would serve food in like a bento box, and it would have like chicken teriyaki, some salad, and something. So it's not like, the box that we get here. It's more like the traditional like bento box type thing. And so, it's really cool to be able to like have a blog that I can talk about all of this, and also just update everyone on what I've been up to, which is traveling in Costa Rica and Nicaragua. That was a long time ago. It was like a month, I'm sorry, a year and February, March, April, May, a year and 4 months ago. So, yeah. And but this is still a great place for me to like talk about some of my like favorite um like things that I wanted to blog post about. One of them was my Moscow Mule, which I did on this blog post. And I thought this was a really, really cool looking drink and it was pretty. I think someone had it and I was like, oh, what is that? Like someone ordered it and they were like Moscow Mule. And I was like, that looks really pretty. It would look really cool, like, on my blog. So I ordered it just because I thought, why not? Like, I haven't really like taken a lot of photos during this trip, about drinks or anything. Like, I usually don't really drink like alcoholic beverages. Like, I had some beers, I guess, imperial beers, but nothing like, a big drink that's like all pretty. Um, I'm not like a big like take photos of my drinks type person, but in the future, yeah, maybe if I can afford to. But yeah, I basically, really love this drink. It wasn't like the fruity drink, but it was still pretty really like it was still, pretty exciting, I guess. Like for me, it was the copper mug. And then like, whatever it was that they put in, like it was pretty good and I pretty much drank the whole thing and I got to hang out in the backyard. I was by myself, but like it was a lot of fun. So um I thought, why not blog about this yesterday also? So yeah, I made a bunch of blog posts yesterday, and then I decided to go ahead and also blog post about Jollibee, Davao City, Philippines, because that kind of falls under, Asian foods. So this blog, this JanyaTitleite.wordpress.com blog, can be about, Asian food also. And just Frontier Village in general, so people know like what Frontier Village looks like. These cool flower wreaths was another post that I did yesterday. I saw those flowers, the wreaths, at I think like Legendary is what it's called. It's right next to Canela's Cafe, the Legendary company, and they do like hair and like sell shampoo and things like that there. And so I went in just to check it out, and then I ended up taking a photo of this wreath. And then I took all sorts of cool photos around January. I also blogged about the difference between sushi and sashimi. I thought that was really cool and fun to do. I know what the difference is between sushi and sashimi, but I had to kind of like brush up myself with like the other types of names. Like nigiri, like I don't think I've really used nigiri, but nigiri is like the sushi. So nigiri and sashimi are both staples of Japanese cuisine. Nigiri uses rice and is technically a type of sushi, while nigiri eschews rice and can be made of fish or a different type of meat. It's also not technically sushi, though it's still served at most sushi joints. But to me, that's sushi, like where it's like rice and then the meat, and then it's like wrapped with a little seaweed. Um, Cucumber roll. What is a cucumber roll? Kappa maki. So I'll make like a whole blog post or like a video. Actually, I should make a video to go along with my blog post. So yeah, that should be fun to do. And then like, okay, so over here, like up top, I'm gonna go back. Well, eventually I'll go back to Costa Rica and Nicaragua, but not for like a really long time. So I spent 3 weeks volunteer teaching at Foundation Mohair. That's San Jose, Costa Rica. It was through Maximo Novel, and I got partnered up with Maximo Novel through IVHQ. So I just typed in IVHQ, International Volunteers Headquarters, and that popped up. The reason why I know about IVHQ is because I was taking the jeepney once when I was in the Philippines. And these two guys came in, and I was like, oh, where are you guys from? Because one was African and one was like Caucasian redhead. And, it was like just Filipinos there. And so I basically, asked where they were like going. Like they were in Kalinan, near Kalinan.